Starters. I'm Bermuda.
And I'm Phil, and today we're playing Dark Heresy, and this is our 14th session, and we're just about to do some stuff with the boss. So, over to you, Warren.
14th session. Shit, we've been playing this well. Okay, so I'll just jump right into where we left off. Have we really been playing 14th session? Wow.
Yep, this is number 14.
How long have we been playing Death Watch then? That
Longer.
feels a long time then.
Yep.
Alright, so where we guys left off was you finally got into the semi-abandoned cathedral, or at least the bombed-out cathedral inside Valerian, which was the city that was under siege by the Loyalists and the, getting interfered with by the Orcs. You guys managed to get there after fighting with a whole bunch of Orcs, sneaking your way in, disguising yourselves, and a whole bunch of other things. You fought the Chaos Space Marine from before and managed to get out of it alive with some burned fate points and everything else, but otherwise got through it. I think the Orcs actually burnt more than he did, but yeah. Mostly because they blew up your truck or whatever. But you eventually got to here, and you descended into the catacombs, and after fighting Erebus, a sort of passage down into the depths opened up, and you guys walked into here. And then when you looked around, Carrick seemed to be speaking to you into your heads, and he simply said welcome without actually speaking to you. And when you entered this room, the passage behind you sort of, on another glance, when you looked around, you could see it essentially completely disappeared. And now when you look through those passages, like the one here, or here, or here, or down below, all you see is like the void, as if this was a platform like in space. And if you look above, you can see a perfect dome that seems to be completely unmarked with any, nondescript images at all. So it's a rather plain room, but it's obvious there's a sense of immensity when you enter this room, and it's kind of hard to describe. These lights beside you that seem to hover around are kind of like a mini planetarium of some kind. The suns here give off very real intense heat, and you think they may in fact actually be representations of real suns. It's hard to describe, but there's no obvious like mechanical engineering to what created in this room besides this very elaborate cogitator over in the corner here. And Carrick sits in front of a very very gloomy and let's put it this way, very hard to get a pin on sort of book in front of you. It's basically its shape seems to constantly shift and change as you look at the pages of the the parchment of the book. The words seem to slither like snakes across the book, and it's very hard to get a bearing on it. Even looking at the book, you get an awful sense of wrongness about it, like it shouldn't exist, if you know what I mean. And this whole room feels, besides the obviousness of the situation, the whole thing seems impossible. Like, even just being in this room, your very mind sort of rebels against the fact that this place exists. And Carrick is just absentmindedly reading the page of his book as if you weren't even there, shows no sign of emotion whatsoever, and he has completely ignoring your existence. So, what do you guys want to do?
I sign issuance the area.
And while doing this, I say to Carrick, surrender now, and we'll grant you a quick class.
Meow, that's right.
What? Okay. You sign this into the room, and you get something strange, Zarkov back. It's as if the warp is here and everywhere at the same time, but nowhere. It's
Alright.
a very strange feeling.
Do I feel that my powers would still work in the same way?
You are unsure what would happen here if you were to use or try to attempt to manifest psychic powers. You have no idea what could happen.
Summon a demon every single time.
When Carrick, when you tell Carrick to surrender, he just sort of looks up absent-mindedly as if he was looking at someone who had bothered him in a library while he's reading with like something akin to mild annoyance, and he just looks at you and says, "Do you truly believe that in this place your words have any meaning?" And then he just like flicks the page absentmindedly and goes back to reading.
This like how high up is this?
It's about a meter for the smaller platform, then the one sort of on top of it juts out maybe like a half meter more, so maybe a meter and a half. It's fairly big. Those pillars are maybe 3 or 4 meters big.
Alright, if I can, I just like silently move around the back and go to that pillar.
Okay, sure.
And if he stops me, yeah.
No, he makes no move to do anything else except to continue to read his book.
I'm gonna try and Significance his book.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I would like to snipe his book.
Yeah, you can do that if
with
you
my
want.
laser rifle from behind this pillar. What? I'm just going to roll to hit.
Book. It's like what a static target.
Half aim.
Okay, so when
It's
you
40,
Signiscience...
right?
Yeah, it is with all your stuff, yeah. When you Signiscience the book, Zarkov, you get the distinct impression of what I said before. There's an awful wrongness about it, but in a way you can't quite describe. It doesn't necessarily feel like the warp, it just feels unnatural, as if it should never have existed, if you know what I mean.
Alright. I go over to Mark Ruby and say, that book, it's the hard... It has presence in the warp. Take it back to
Well,
the
I'm
interrogator.
shooting it.
Okay, so as you go to shoot the book, your blast goes off, connects with the book, and though you were expecting searing pages and maybe even the book to ignite or like a very large blast hole to go straight through it, as your energy touches the book seems to pulse and almost convulse as if it was quivering flesh, and then the energy discharge just seems to dissipate completely. Then Carrick just sort of looks up at you, grins with a small grin and says, "If you truly believe you could damage me or the creations of this area, you are a fool. You're nothing more than insects snatching at a god, or, trying to bite at a god." Then he just sort of, sighs a bit more and slowly closes the book. And as he closes the book, you guys all get a sharp pain in your heads, and that image, if you remember, Bermuda back on the other Hive world, Ixabar. Remember when you saw that pick capture of this guy, and the horrible image went through your mind. The same horrible image, like briefly, jumps into all of your heads, and like a sharp pain goes up your back, like you just got a migraine for like a second, and then he just sort of looks you all over with like a sort of a callousness, and he says, "Very well, if you insist, we will do it. We will do it your way." He says, he just sort of starts walking back and forth, looking at you and says, "Do you know where you are? Do you have any idea what this place is? Do you even know what you're attempting to stop? Or do you just surge blindly against the darkness because you have been told to? Do you truly understand what is going on here?"
I understand that this is wrong and we need to stop you. For the great of the Imperium.
So he sort of laughs a very loud, sarcastic chuckle when he hears the mention of the Imperium. "Ah, yes, the Imperium," and then he walks over to the sun beside him. And even from where you are, you can feel the immense heat of the artificial sun in front of you. He moves his hands through it, and it just sort of like sprays out as if it was dust before reforming again. And he says, "So much has been done in the name of that long and desolate and dying edifice of humanity." And then he sort of looks off distantly. "I was like you once. I believed utterly in the preachings of the God Emperor," and he sort of spits the word out and says, "Then my mind was opened and I saw different possibilities." And then he sort of turns around and you obviously presume he's talking about maybe the Chaos Gods or Xenos influences, and then he just sort of looks at you all blankly and says, "And I found all of them equally as false as his preachings. Chaos, order, all of it. It's utterly irrelevant to me." And then he just sort of, walks back over here and heads to the altar and says, "Before there was the warp, before there was the Emperor, there was nothing but entropy. And then he sort of just looks at you all and says, "The creatures that built this place in which we now reside called it the Folly. Can you perhaps guess as to why they named it so?"
The folly.
He sort of looks over you all and says, "More ancient than the Eldar, more knowing than the Necrons. Who do you truly believe constructed this place?"
You on about the old ones?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I doubt my character would know that, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I doubt that our characters will know Necrons or Dark
Yeah.
Elders.
So he just sort of sees when none of you mention anything and just sort of look at him like blankly or with, grim determination. He just says, "They constructed this place as one of their last refuges. Here, they shaped the will of stars and wrought the destinies of lesser creatures." Then he sort of moves over to the star here. "Entire planes of existence can be built in this room. They used it to attempt to, you know, delay their inevitable end. It didn't work. And in the end, it simply gave their enemies a greater weapon that no one could control. No one, because none of them understood it. None of them understood it like I do." And then he sort of goes over to this book again and says, he sort of looks over and says, "I believe a demonstration is in order." And he opens the book again a bit more and weaves through the pages. Then sort of smiles and says, "I will show you what the power of entropy is." And then he slams the book shut again, and everything sort of goes dark for you one by one. And everybody make a willpower test.
No modifiers? Oh, god damn it.
Wait, did Flo just pass a willpower test?
Seems so.
What is this?
I get plus 10 right for psychic
Yep.
shit.
Oh, cool. Go on.
Yeah.
I'm going to reroll. Doesn't Shakeable Faith work for this, or I don't remember if it is only for fear.
That's not a fear test, so
Okay, then I'm going to reroll.
all of you now on the willpower tests. I'm proud.
My charm of the Emperor is helping.
Laser clamp. Yeah!
Yeah, laser clamps are with us today.
Okay. So as your vision fades and the visage of Carrick sort of smiling at you falls off into the distance, one by one you all, things just seem to distort and reality seems to warp. And first we will go to Boone. So Boone, this is you, obviously. So you look around for a minute and basically before you, like everything just seems to be black darkness, and then there's a blinding white light, and you see steps and carts and cloth and fabric seem to weave out of nothing and then sort of slowly build into the image before you as if you're in like a waking dream of some kind. And something nags in the back of your head because you passed a willpower test. You remember this place. This place was your home back on the hive world you came from, and you remember this street quite well. This is the street where the factory dregs and their children would often come to barter between one another. And this was a place you spent often as a child, when your father and your mother were away toiling in the manufactorums and whatnot before you became of age. And you remember quite well that your parents and your family toiled quite a long time to get you a commission in the Imperial Guard. And while you're looking over this crowded street with these, towering spires that go kilometers long to the sky around you, you feel a distinct sense of wrongness about this place, as if it seems real, but it's not quite there. And even though you see hundreds of, people flowing past you, their shapes seem strange and altered, as if it's as if like they're in eclipse and there's a shadow constantly around them moving, if you know what I mean. And even though you distinctly want to be here, you sense that something is wrong about this place, but you're not quite sure. And you're fairly sure you see every now and then at the corner of your mind's eye, because you did quite well in the willpower test, a horrible visage in the corner that shouldn't be there. And even even in the back of your head, you can feel the presence of something here trying to distort your vision, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
So I know this is bullshit, right? Like,
Yeah, you can even tell because the people around you don't seem like people. Like they look like people, but the way you look at them, it's more like they're shadows of what they should be, if you know what I mean. And even when you like bump into one of them or attempt to touch them because you disbelieve what you see, when you touch the shadow people, they essentially just turn to dust in your eyes and like vanish, if you know what I mean. And every person you touch basically like slowly disintegrates, and it's obvious they're fake, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so is there anything I can do to snap out of it, or well?
You can do anything you think is relevant. You can
You
whip out your
can-
gun and just start firing at shit. It's totally up to you. What you want.
Yes, I'll do that. I'll just fire at like stands and people, everything.
Okay. So as you fire off your hell gun, I presume, yeah,
Yeah.
and incinerate what should be, things made of plastic and other, fabricated materials common on hive worlds. Uh, Instead, they like the other things turn to like a dusty black ash and get blown off in an invisible breeze you don't feel. And then the more you destroy, you hear like a sound of rage, as if something you shouldn't uh, you shouldn't have been able to find is anger that you're seeing through its ruse essentially. And this thing appears.
Oh shit.
And roll initiative for me, just you. Okay, let me pull this up.
You think that's air you're breathing?
All right, your turn.
Yeah, I shoot him.
All right, go for it. Let me see if he has any size modifiers. Nope.
So plus 10 for burst, and plus 10 for Helgon, I guess. So 20.
Oh, and actually, you do need to make a fear test because he's got fear.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it will be a minus 20 willpower test because he's got fear 3. So if you have anything that gives you bonuses or anything.
Not a fear, only psychic powers.
Okay. Don't fate point that or anything?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. So the thing you see in front of you is like utterly maddening, essentially. So roll me 1d5. And this will be how many insanity you get for seeing this creature. Okay, you gain 5
Oh no!
insanity.
I think I'm at 30.
You're at 30?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what happens then.
I think you still get a plus 10.
Where is it? Going insane. Okay, so you're at 30, yeah. So
Yeah.
you're unsettled, so you get plus 10 to this roll. So let me see. You may gain a mental trauma then. So roll willpower plus 10. Okay,
Oh.
so you do not gain a mental trauma. Okay. So
Yeah.
nothing else happens, you just gain a 5 insanity. So you want to shoot at him, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, you can take half aims, you can semi-auto, anything you want to do.
Yeah, so semi-auto and Helgon, that's just 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, so unless you want to reroll, the creature sort of mockingly almost laughs at you. And then,
Gabriel laughs back. Because, yeah.
it's the best way to deal with demons and shit, yeah. Okay, so what's its spells? Okay. It's got psychic powers, of course. Okay, Okay, so it reaches out to you and tries to cast a spell called Touch of Madness.
I like that one.
And psi rating is that. So it tries to manifest it. 15.
Threshold 11.
Threshold 11, okay, so
Yep.
it goes off then.
No overbleed.
Alright, well, yeah, it's for every time, okay. The target is entitled to a willpower test to resist this power. The target must roll a 1d100 consult. Okay, so roll a willpower then. It's a psychic power. Nope. Okay, on failed test, the target must roll 1d100. Okay, so roll 1d100 plus 50. Okay, 130. The character reacts to the slightest stress or pressure by becoming extremely agitated. When performing any task that involves a test, the character must pass a willpower test. Or suffer a minus 10 modifier to this test. If the character gets into combat, all tests during the combat automatically suffer minus 10 modifier. This affects for 1d5 days. Okay, so roll 1d5. So many days you're on this. Okay, so for 4 days, you have mental trauma, okay?
Yay.
So you do minus 10 on everything you do. Your turn.
Okay, I'll shoot him again.
Alright.
So just plus 10 this time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, miss. So this time it will cast. Let me see. This time it will cast. Yeah, okay. Okay, okay, it won't cost that actually, that's kind of. It'll do this, yeah, work on makes sense. Okay, so it sends out an awful cacophonizing howl, if you know what I mean.
Meow.
It's called a warp howl. Its threshold is 8. For every 5 points which you exceed it, you extend the range by 10 meters. Okay, so yeah, it hits you basically. Okay, so it drowns out all sound for 1 round, so you can hear nothing but it screaming in your ears, okay?
Oh, great.
Right, your turn.
Oh, come on!
You're getting closer.
She said laser clamps.
I don't believe in your god.
I'll say it for you next time, don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, so this time it tries to cast Inflict Pain, and it goes off. The target is entitled to a willpower test. Yep, so roll willpower for me. It's a
Laser
psychic
clamps.
thing, so.
Well,
it'll
so
be-
flat.
Yep, so you pass, so it doesn't inflict you with pain. You resist its pain, it's trying to show at you. Your turn.
Laser clamp.
No.
Wow.
Why have thine forsaken us?
Yeah. Okay,
Lord of Light.
so let me see. Okay, so this time now it attempts to charge you.
Oh.
It's weapon skill. Okay. So it slashes at you with cold spectral hands, and even being beside this creature, you can sense an intense, unnatural cold. But its swing goes wide, and it madly tries to scratch at you. So your turn.
And I can't shoot.
You
Oh,
can.
pistol.
You can whip out the pistol if you have quick draw and fire that.
Oh yeah, I do have quick draw, I think. Do I? Yeah, I do. Okay, Hell Pistol.
Yeah, single
Well,
shot.
he already
Or
had the
full.
pistol equipped.
No, he was firing a hell gun.
Oh, the Hellgun. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So semi-auto or single shot, or what do you do?
Semi-auto.
Okay.
I guess. Could I semi-auto?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. So it's just
Okay,
plus.
so 10.
Yeah, but you're minus 10 because you're thing, so it's flat, I guess. Or wait, no,
Hell,
you have
hell.
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 Yeah. I keep forgetting that rule.
Yeah!
Actually hit.
Okay. It tries to dodge.
Oh no.
And it fails. Roll damage.
That 2 hits or 1.
It's 1.
Alright.
So as you hit it, you are sort of semi-frightened to see that the blast seems to go straight through its semi-incorporeal form. And it laughs at you for a moment and says, just sort of whispers in your mind's eye, perhaps, and then it falls off again and disappears. And once again, reality for you starts to shift and change.
Oh shit.
And everything goes black for you again.
And then you enter Disney Park.
I shoot everyone.
So next we find Flo, so also known as Savon. So Savon, back when you were a hive dreg on your world, and your mother was off fulfilling her own needs, let's put it that way, you often ended up getting into trouble with other kids of your age, and you used to have a small hangout when you were a child in one of the more less nice areas of the Underhive sewer system, and you used to hide out there as children and just play and things like that before things got a lot more serious, and your little group started getting involved with gangs, and eventually one of your childhood friends murdered another, and then your sort of childhood blew up and you were no longer the child you once were, if you know what I mean. But you have fond memories of this like little getaway sewer place you used to play in, but yet again you feel an intense sense of wrongness here. The children that were once here are gone, and instead you see in the middle of the room a small sort of chapel with various heretical iconography, and on top of it is no doubt the skulls of small children.
Oh, hell no.
And immediately, from somewhere else, a mocking laugh comes out, and this creature appears before you and says, "Let's see if you shall fare any better." And roll initiative. Okay, your turn, because apparently you're ready as fuck.
Oh, you bet. Yeah, I'll half aim with my hunting rifle of spectacularness. He's not hulking in size or anything, is it? No. Plus 40 for being accurate. I mean, on top of aiming and red dot laser.
For back a sec.
Yep.
D-Boon, that's how you do it.
What?
He was unlucky in his game.
I think this thing
I mean,
might have...
I survived, so I feel lucky.
I think this thing might have a rude awakening if it tries to fuck with Mira. For some reason.
You use your powers and summon like 3 demons and a demon host. And he's like, goodbye, don't need to be here.
If he comes after Zarkov, I'll just be like, demon. Mind. Shit. Does Mira have a flamer?
Nope.
She's a poor sister of battle.
I can't get a flame pistol yet. I can get a flamer, yes, but the bulldoze has better range.
But you need to purge the unclean by burning them.
Yes,
Well,
I'm gonna
Bolter's
get a
burn.
inferno pistol.
Bolt weaponry actually burn with explosions.
Yeah, but look, they're not the cleansing flames of a flamer, man.
Well, Pippin.
Yeah.
I
Pure
said,
flame.
next level, I'm getting a Hell Flame, Inferno Pistol.
Yeah.
I'm back, sorry. Okay, so it tries to dodge you.
By the way, I don't want to be an asshole or anything, but doesn't Bermuda have to roll for fear?
Oh yeah, she does actually. That's a good point.
What an asshole!
It's willpower -20. I don't know if you have resistance fear or anything.
No, I don't. I'm just jaded, but I don't think that applies here.
Nope. Couldn't get much more supernatural than this. Alright, so yes, you will be overcome with fear then, unless you reroll or anything.
I have to roll a 10. Ass.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna reroll.
Alright, well roll 1d5 then.
What is that crinkling crunching?
George or something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, well 5 insanity all around it seems. So does that go up at 10 anyway?
No, it doesn't. It puts me at
Okay.
18.
Alright, so it's failed to dodge your hunting rifles for all damage. Oh no, actually, sorry, it passed. Never mind. I thought it was -2.4, it was 2.4, so it passed. So it looks at you and it attempts to cast Incite Madness, or Touch of Madness. And it does go off, yeah?
Doesn't.
Oh, it
Threshold
doesn't.
11.
Yeah, okay, it doesn't go off. It seems to fail to do it, so your turn again.
Can't touch this. Do.
Okay, tries to dodge again. This time it fails. Okay, so like you found with Boone, your shot seems to go through it, and it echoes a callous laugh and says, "We will see how long you last compared to the others," and then gets ready to charge you. But as it gets ready to charge you, almost like a rip or a tear in reality seems to appear, and Boone comes throttling out of it.
Oh shit.
And
My
it sort
hero.
of looks back at Boone and sort of, if it had a brow of any kind, it sort of would crease its brow, and it just sort of grunts and says, "Very well, you will die along with her." And then it sort of charges Flo. And you can roll initiative, Boone. So it hits you, Flo. You can dodge if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you successfully dodge. And it's your turn again.
Am I in melee with him?
Yes.
So a rifle's not really gonna be helpful, no. I do have a stub automatic. Can I fire that in semi-auto?
Is it a pistol?
It's a pistol. Mm-hmm.
You have quick draw?
No.
Then you'll need to spend half an action to draw it, and then you can just do a single shot.
Okay.
Without any aims or anything.
Yeah. Better than nothing.
Miss. So Boone, you see Flo desperately grappling with the same creature that you dealt with. Or at least something that looks like it. It's kind of hard to tell because it keeps shifting what it looks like.
Yeah, I shoot him.
Remember, it's a melee, so -20 and all
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and you have -10 from your fear.
Yeah, I counted -10 in.
So it'd be -9 then, I think. 0.9. Yeah. If it's -20. So you missed them, unless you want to reroll or anything.
No.
You get range. Or I remember.
No, not. It depends on like what you're doing, but Shadowed Monstrosity tries to cast Inflict Pain on you, Flo.
Mm-hmm.
I think that goes off.
Yeah, pretty sure it does.
Yeah, is there any overbleed on it?
Just double checking. Inflict pain. For every 10 points, so no.
Okay, so just make a willpower test, Flo. It's flat.
Hey.
Okay, so you pass it. So your turn again.
This time I'll semi-auto with my stub automatic. Is it plus 10?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so it jams unless you reroll it.
I'm not gonna reroll yet.
Okay. Boone, your turn.
I'm gonna draw my hammer and charge him.
Ooh, okay.
Laughing all the way.
Boone is as crazy as the things you fight nowadays.
So what's that? I haven't
10,
really used Medine.
10 for the charge, 10 for outnumbering, so plus 20 weapon skill.
So 10 then.
Yeah, unless it's like an exceptionally made hammer or anything.
It is not. Wow.
Wow. 2 100s in a row. Shit. Okay, so you swing and you miss completely. It's as if he was never there. He laughs. The shadow reforms elsewhere. So it turns to you and it tries to slash at you, Boone.
Mm-hmm.
And it misses. Flo, your turn.
I spend half a turn drawing my auto pistol and fire a single shot.
Go for it. Okay, so you hit, tries to dodge. It dodges. Alright. Boone, your turn.
So I guess it's just flat?
Yeah, unless you have like swift attack or something.
No.
Yeah, so no, it's plus 10 because you're outnumbering it. And if you take a half aim, it's plus 20. You could all out.
So just 10
You could all out for plus 30 if you wanted. Then you can't dodge though.
Well, it would be plus 20 then, I guess, because my minus
Oh
10.
yeah, exactly.
All out 20, yeah, sure.
Alright.
So you
Yeah.
don't have Furious Assault, do you?
Okay, try roll damage because it can't dodge.
Shit, son. I Righteous Fury.
Wow. Okay, confirmed Righteous Fury.
No.
Never mind. Okay, so you hits it fairly strongly, and it sort of looks at you abstractly for a moment. Its eyes sort of bicker with baleful red light as if it's considering, and then it just sort of disappears into like a mist. And both of you turn to look at each other as if you're about to speak, and then you both immediately fade as if the reality around you collapses.
No.
Next up. Okay, so we find ourselves in, well, Victus wakes up, or your eyesight comes back as the room around you reforms. And Victus, you remember this as the wine cellar, one of the wine cellars that you and your brothers used to frequent as children back in your estate when your father was still alive, before your elder brother inherited the estate and the rest of you moved off to either join, the various adepta in some way or another. So, let me just check. Think for a sec. Okay, so you had heard word right before you joined the Inquisition that your brother Ovidius had been killed, from your other brother Secundus informing you about it. And one of the reasons you joined the Inquisition was to use their resources to go into hiding from your house's enemies. but the image you see in front of you is not one you wished you had ever seen. It is your brother Ovidius on the ground inside your own childhood cellar where you and your brother spent most of your childhood laughing away. And his body has been completely mauled in horrific ways, as if some malevolent creature with massive fangs and claws has essentially ripped him to pieces. And when you look down and look at your own hands, you can see that your own hands are massively disfigured claws and fangs. And you wonder whether or not it was you yourself who savaged your brother. But you passed the willpower test, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you know there's an inherent wrongness to this, and there's no way that you could possibly have done this. And everything else feels strange, and your own body doesn't feel as if it's your own, if you know what I mean.
With one hand, I grab my charm and I start to pray to the God Emperor for help.
So as you do that, a long melodramatic laugh, as if it was coming from different shadows and echoes from different corners all at the same time, comes out and says, "He cannot help you now," and this creature appears to you. And roll initiative.
Crushed.
All you guys are rolling pretty well. Alright, your turn.
I'll aim and shoot the sniper.
Okay. Alright, it tries to dodge.
Fear test.
Oh, I forgot
yeah,
the
do
fear
the fear
test.
test first, yeah.
Laser clamp. Rerolling and the fate thing.
Roll 5 insanity.
This is a fear, right?
Yes.
I'll bump it over.
Okay. So you manage to resist it and you don't gain any insanity, and then he just sort of looks at you and grins. Strong-willed, like all the fools who follow the corpse god, and then he dodges your attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then he casts Touch of Madness on you. And I think that manages to go off.
Yep, goes off.
Yeah.
No overbleed.
Yeah, no overbleed. So make a willpower test.
Damn it.
Okay, so you roll 1d100 plus 10. What did you roll?
30.
30. Okay, so the character becomes withdrawn and quiet. The character is minus 10 to all fellowship-based tests. This lasts 3d10 hours. So you can roll 3d10 and you're at minus 10 fellowship for that long. Okay. So he causes you to shirk away from your own humanity by making you slightly more believe that you're the monster he tried to paint you as that would murder his own brother. So, your turn.
I'll aim and shoot again.
So he dodges again.
Damn you!
Alright, this time he tries to cast Inflict Pain on you, and he whispers, "Give in a long-drawn voice while he casts it.
I say it in a laughing manner, but crying at the same time. Never.
So does it go off?
Yeah, it goes off. No overbleed.
Alright, so roll willpower again.
I'm pretty sure this monster actually has the voice of Mickey Mouse.
Give in!
Haha! Give in!
Oh, never.
Or like Kermit the Frog or something.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, so you pass.
Kermit the Frog is suddenly Danish.
I shoot again. In hopes I miss.
Alright. So it seems to be getting tired of your resistance, and it says, "Very well, if you won't die by your own mind, you'll die by my hands," and it charges you.
Haha!
Yeah. Completely misses you. Your turn.
Okay, let me see if I bought the quick draw. Quick draw. No, I don't have quick draw. Only quick reload. I draw my hand cannon and I single shot.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. So as you're watching this, you feel like a pull on the like tinge of your mind, and reality seems to warp a bit. And this figure appears.
Oh yeah.
And Zarkov, you have no idea how you're here or what's going on, but you see Victus in front of you, so roll initiative for yourself.
Alright. And this demon-like thing.
Mickey demon.
I have 23 agility, so it probably goes before me.
Yeah, it does. So it slashes at you and hits you, Victus, if you want to dodge.
Mm-hmm. Where is the dodge? Okay. Nope.
Has no penetration. And it hits you in the 61.
61 is
Single
body.
Body, yeah.
6 plus 3. Okay.
And when it touches you, its hand almost goes through you, and you feel like a burning cold sensation in your organs when it hits you.
10 damage. Okay, I'm at 0.
Alright, so it's Zarkov's turn.
Alright. As a half action, I'll draw my Force Blade. And with my other one, I'll cast Seal Wounds.
Mm-hmm.
It goes off, no, so I heal Victus for. Actually, I think it's in range. Yeah, it's in range. Victus heals for 12 HP.
Nice.
Okay, your turn, Victus.
I will semi-auto with a hand cannon. It's a plus 20 or 10.
Semi-auto is plus 10.
Okay. Good quality gives a plus 10, right?
For ballistic weapons, I'm not sure what it does in Dark Heresy because it's different in every book.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. You're not getting it. Just becomes reliable, good quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then best quality can't jam.
This is a
No.
miss. Alright, so it slashes at you again.
Dodging.
It actually hits you, yeah, you'll have to dodge.
Haha!
Ooh.
Damn it.
This one hits you in the 23. It's no pen.
Does Mordecai need to roll fear as well?
Yeah.
No, because Mordecai, even though you see what you're seeing, it's as if it's far away and you don't feel like you're actually here. It's as if you're looking at it from a distance, but you can influence it somehow.
Okay.
But only by casting. Okay?
Only by casting?
Yes.
Alright.
It's as if you know what's happening somewhere else, close by in reality, but it seems like light years away in distance, but you can somehow barely pierce the veil, if you know what I mean.
I'm at -2.
Okay, so you'll be at -2 rending to the arm, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, let me look it up.
Haha! Flash.
Okay, so deep cuts cause the target to drop whatever was held and inflict 1 level of fatigue. So you gain 1 level of fatigue. And you drop what was ever in that hand, which is the right hand, I think.
Yes.
So what handed are you? Or are you ambidextrous?
I dropped my cannon.
Okay.
Hand cannon.
Okay, so the hand cannon drops to the ground. Mordecai, your turn.
Alright. First off, I'll try and heal again with Seal Wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Goes off, and I can do it twice, I think. Give me a second, I just need to double check.
I don't think you can do it twice to the same person, though, but maybe.
Yeah, you can, I'm pretty sure. I just need to make sure that what the overbleed is on it.
Okay.
It is... Every 5 points you exceed, you can may extend the range by 10, target additional creature within range, or remove an additional 1d10 plus willpower. So,
Okay, yeah.
2d10 plus 10. You gain 16 wounds back.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then with my other half action, I will try and bio lightning this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's 2 lightning bolts. First one, second one.
Neither of those do any damage to him. Just goes straight through his incorporeal body. You actually do hit him, unlike the others, who their weapons go through him. Your weapons actually seem to hit him, but that doesn't do any damage to him.
Alright.
Okay, so he sort of looks far off at you and sort of says, all of you are annoyingly persistent, and then he sort of whacks you hard, Victus, and you go flying over in this direction, and the vision fades for both of you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right, next up is Mira.
Oh god.
So you, Mira, we find on your old world that you came from before you joined the Schola Progenium, and you came from a very humble feudal world, in fact, before you were given over to the clerics of your world, and they informed you of the Greater Imperium, and your devotion was so high that they volunteered to sponsor you to the Schola Progenium, and then you eventually joined the Sisters of Battle as a acolyte several years later. But this is the family home you grew up in. It was extremely poor on a world that didn't even have electricity for the most part, except for the very ruling elites that represented the Imperium at large. And you did pass the willpower test, right?
I did.
Yeah. So even though you're here, this place was always boisterous with your many siblings and your parents, but now the place is empty and hollow, and it seems as if the place had been almost abandoned. The building is decaying, the food is rotten and pestilent with flies and everything flying over it, and the whole place feels wrong. It's completely the opposite of what you remember. You remember this being a happy place where you grew up loving the Emperor and being extremely devout. Your parents were very devout as well. But everything about this place feels wrong, and the shadows here are far longer than you remember. So, what do you want to do?
Begin singing religious chants.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. Go ahead and do the sing test.
Yeah, just need to find what that is. So I'm homo-headed. Yep, completely, utterly homo.
Do you want to
Your
reroll it?
voice cracks.
No, if you start rolling well in singing, it goes badly. Stop it.
No, I'm not gonna reroll it.
When we get to fucking your turn, Phil, you're just gonna start drawing everything.
I really was. I was planning that for so long. I really wanted to draw a nice picture of him.
Is Phil's like vision that he looks down and he has nothing to draw on?
No!
He has no hands to draw it.
Yeah, I'm gonna begin
Finally.
using my Goida.
Okay. I'll just you're like that guy, Phil, in that what's it called?
Twilight
he's like
Zone.
he's like the
I
last
was
guy
about
in the
to say
world,
that,
and he has
yeah.
all the time to
There
read.
was
But then
time now.
That's why I said finally. I was
Yeah, I
thinking
knew
finally.
what
I have
you
all
meant.
this time.
yeah. So you start reading out, and then after a while, you feel like a skulking creature sort of flowing around you. And as you open your eyes, you can see this thing hovering around you in the room, flying around as if it was made of nothing. And it just sort of looks at you and says, "Why do you not give in to despair? Why follow the fool hope that anything will improve? This is all that is left of your family after you abandoned them. Serving your emperor cost them your lives. Cost them their lives. What has it gained you? Nothing except horrors and visages of things no waking human should see." And it just sort of mocks and laughs at you. So roll initiative, unless you want to say anything to it.
No, I'm just gonna roll this initiative.
Okay.
Now I cannot stop imagining him saying with the Mickey Mouse voice. God damn it.
Yeah. Misery! Oh ho ho!
Hey, Pluto!
Just a question, Warren.
Yeah.
Is the fear thing, is that demonic presence?
No, it's actual fear.
God
So,
damn it.
yeah. It's minus 20.
It's not a demon.
So, well, minus 20.
Yep.
I do have... no, I don't. That is from before. Well, rerolling Unshakable Faith.
Mm-hmm.
Rerolling with a fate point?
Either that
Yeah.
or gain 1d5 insanity, your choice.
1d5 insanity.
Wow,
Let's see.
solidly insane.
I'm not bumping away anything.
Okay, alright, so it casts Touch of Madness on you. That goes off.
No, Blade.
It's immune to perils and shit, so... no, we're bleeds to roll willpower again for you.
Just pure?
Yeah, flat, unless you have resistance psychic powers or anything.
I don't. But I do have, what you call it, input dual, I think. Just exactly does that do again?
Well, feel free to look up. Otherwise, you'll gain a mental trauma of some kind.
Yes.
God, I can't get that fucking Mickey Mouse voice out of my head.
I can't use it for anything. It's gonna be a mental trauma because it.
Alright, so 1d100 plus 20. Yeah.
104.
The character suffers from a temporary severe phobia. This effect lasts 1d5 days. Alright, so roll 1d5. Okay, so your phobia is severe. The effect of disorder is stronger in Maker. Regularly, there is no modifier to tests may overcome. There is no modifier to tests made to overcome the effects of disorder. Okay, so the character has a deep dislike or fear of a particular thing or will. Okay, so you need to get a phobia.
Oh god.
So let me see. We'll look up
Fear.
a phobia and get you an interesting one.
Fear of wooden houses. Fear of rats.
I'm just gonna pick something interesting. Roll me 1d57. Or not 1d57, 1d86, because that's how many phobias I could find on this
Oh
list.
my god. 86.
Yeah.
You just really don't get number
66.
57.
66.
Fear of your grandmother.
Oh, this one's actually pretty interesting. You have onerophobia, which is fear of dreams.
Fear of dreams?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't go to sleep. He might dream.
Well, he could theoretically be in a dream right now, so
That's
he's
true.
gonna flip out doubly.
Roll a intellect test for me, and if you pass it, you'll realize you're not in a dream. If you fail it, you'll fail and you'll be afraid.
Oh god. That's a fail.
Okay, so you think this is like a vision, or you've been brought to your past and you think it's real or something, so roll willpower, and if you fail, you suffer the effects of a severe phobia. Okay, so, yeah, you are basically the equivalent of fatigued, okay? So you do everything at a minus 10, alright?
Okay. That's great.
Your turn.
I'll do what I do best and charge directly into him. So chance ups plus 10.
Yep.
So it's basically flat because of the minus 10.
Ooh, nailed it. Arya tries to dodge. Fails to dodge.
And damage.
Okay. So as your power weapon slashes through him, it seems to break through him like as if you were, cutting through fog or mist, and it makes very little dent as it goes back. But then he sort of grins at you and says, perhaps you are strong as well. And then he just sort of laughs and shrinks off into the dusk again.
Perhaps you were strong as well, haha!
See you later! Haha!
This guy can scare Terry. Because he's in a dream.
Dream within a dream.
Yeah.
Alright, so next up on the list
Wheel within a wheel.
is
Holy shit.
Ficus, yeah. So, Ficus, you wake up in a place and a time you hope to never to see again. This is the accident that occurred back on your training in the Lathe Worlds, shortly after you had become a full-fledged neophyte of the Adeptus Mechanicus. There was the explosion in the munitions bay where you were training and learning the rights of Unitorum, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And several of the tech priests died along with great damage to the facility, and you were the only survivor, gaining the accolade of the name Lucky, between some of the more laymen of the Forge. And you are once again brought back to the devastation and the destruction you see before you with many of your dead compatriots and friends, which took a severe toll on you. And you always felt sort of survivor's guilt for a bit of it, because you managed to survive where they did not. And you passed the willpower thing, yeah?
Yep, by 0.1.
Okay. So even as you look on, you can see that even though you knew, ages ago, they all died instantly in the blast. Many of them were incinerated. Those that body weren't completely destroyed were burnt to a crisp, and there was no way to resuscitate them or save them. But the men in front of you, the bodies you see on the ground, are instead writhing where they are in pure agony, still alive, but not, hurt enough to die, and they scream at you for help. And you can sense this is not how this played out, and logic tells you that something is strange here.